In a survey of 25 metalheads, data was collected regarding their preference for three genres: old school death metal, grindcore, and thrash. The survey revealed that 15 metalheads liked OSDM, 12 metalheads liked grindcore, 11 metalheads liked thrash, 5 metalheads enjoyed listening to both OSDM and thrash, 9 metalheads enjoyed both OSDM and grindcore, 4 metalheads enjoyed both grindcore and thrash, 3 metalheads enjoyed all three genres. Find the following. Okay, so let's first begin by naming the set. So let A represent the set of all metalheads who listen to old school death metal. Then B be the set of all the metalheads who enjoys grindcore. And C be finally the set of all metalheads who enjoy thrash metal. So now we will try to note down the information that's given in the problem. So here we have a total surveyed of 25 metalheads. So if U is the universal set, so N of U represents the number of surveyed individuals, so that will be 25 in number. Then we have 15 metalheads who likes OSDM. We have 15 individuals liking OSDM. Then we have number of individuals who like grindcore, so that's 12 in number. And we have 11 who likes thrash metal. We have number of elements in the set B, so that's 12. Number of elements in the set C, so that's 11. Then we have a combination. Then we have 5 metalheads who enjoy listening to both OSDM and thrash metal. So that means we have number of individuals who like OSDM and thrash metal, so that's equals to 5. Then we have individuals who enjoys listening to OSDM and grindcore, so that's 9 in total. So we have A intersection B, so that's equals to 9. And then we have individuals who listens to grindcore and thrash, so that's going to be B intersection C, so that's 4 in number. And then we have 3 awesome metalheads who listen to all the three genres. So we have A intersection B intersection C, so that's equals to 3. Now we need to first find out the only listeners of thrash metal. This could be best understood with the help of a Venn diagram. So here we have 3 overlapping sets. Set A, the set of listeners who listens to OSDM. B is the set of metalheads who listens to grindcore, and C is going to be the set of individuals who listens to thrash metal. We only need to find out the listeners of thrash metal. So here we need only this particular region. They only listen to thrash metal and no other genres. That will be given by, so we'll consider all the individuals who listen to thrash metal, and from here we're going to subtract the region who, that means the metalheads who listen to OSDM and thrash metal, so that's going to be A intersection C, minus we're going to subtract the individuals who listen to grindcore and thrash metal, that's going to be B intersection C. However, we noticed here that while subtracting, we subtracted this particular region, the metalheads listening to all the three genres, that got cancelled twice. So what we'll do, we will be adding to compensate for the double subtraction. So we have A intersection B intersection C added to it. Now that we have all the values, so let's add them. So number of individuals listening to thrash metal, that's 11, minus metalheads listening to OSDM and thrash metal, that's 5 in number. Listeners, metalheads listening to grindcore and thrash, that's 4 in number, added to listeners listening to all the three genres, so that's 3. So here we have 11 minus 5, that's 6. 6 minus 4, that will be 2. 2 plus 3, that will be 5. So there are 5 metalheads who primarily only listens to thrash metal. Let's go to the next part of the problem. We need to find out the metalheads who listens only to old school death metal. Now we need to find out the metalheads who enjoys old school death metal. That means we need to find out the listeners in this particular region. That will be equals to, we'll consider all the metalheads who listens to old school death metal, and from here subtract the metalheads who listen to old school death metal and thrash metal, so that will be A intersection C, minus we will also be subtracting the individuals who listen to old school death metal and grindcore, so that's N of A intersection B, and we have to compensate for the double subtraction here. So we will be adding the listeners will listen to all the three sub-genres A, B and C. Now let's compute this value. So this will be equals to the number of death metal listeners, so that's 15 minus A intersection C, so that's 5, minus A intersection B, that's 9, added to 3. We have 15 minus 5, that's 10, 10 minus 9, that's 1, 1 plus 3, that's equals to 4. So that means there are 4 metalheads who listens to OSDM. Then we go to the third part of the problem. We need to find out the metalhead who enjoys grindcore. So this is going to be the shaded region in the set B. So this is the region where we have metalheads only listening to grindcore. So this will be equals to, we'll consider the entire set of metalheads who listens to grindcore, and from here we're going to subtract the common between A and B. That means listeners who listens to old school death metal and grindcore, minus we will be subtracting individuals who enjoys listening to grindcore and thrash metal, and added to it the listeners listening to all the three genres. So that will be equals to, so we have 12 minus A intersection B, so that's 9, minus B intersection C, so that's 4, plus we have 3. So we have 12 plus 3, so that's 15. 15 minus 9, that's going to be 6. And 6 minus 4, that's going to be equals to 2. So that means there are 2 metalheads who enjoy grindcore. Not a very surprising result. There's always a more number of thrash metal listeners. Now let's go to the fourth one. We want to find out listeners who listen to grindcore and thrash metal but not OSDM. Now we need to find out the number of metalheads who listen to grindcore and thrash metal but not old school death metal. Now that means the common between grindcore and thrash metal will be B intersection C. However, we cannot include anyone who listens to old school death metal, so that means we'll have to subtract this particular region. So that means the number of listeners who listens to grindcore and thrash metal but not OSDM, so that's simply we will take the number of listeners listening grindcore and thrash metal, and from here subtract this extra portion, which is the listeners who listens to all the three genres, A intersection B intersection C. So that will be equals to, so we have B intersection C, that's 4, minus listening to all the three genres, that's 3. So that will be equals to 1. So there will be one metalhead who listens to grindcore and thrash metal but does not listen to old school death metal. Let's go to the fifth one. Next, we need to find out the number of metalheads who listen to OSDM and grindcore but not thrash metal. So that will be equals to the number of listeners listening to old school death metal and grindcore. This is going to be this particular shaded region. So that's A intersection B. But we will be subtracting the number of individuals who listen to thrash metal. So that means we will be subtracting this particular region, which is number of individuals listening to A intersection B intersection C. So that will be equals to the number of listeners listening to OSDM and grindcore. So that's 9 minus 3 individuals who listen to all the three sub-genres, so that's 6. That means there are 6 individuals or 6 metalheads who likes to listen to OSDM and grindcore but not thrash metal. Let's go to the sixth problem. Now we need to find out the number of metalheads who listens to only one of the genre. Now that's going to be a standard formula. So what we'll do, we'll take the sum of all the listeners of the three genres. So we have n of A added to n of B plus n of C, minus 2 times the number of listeners who listens to OSDM and grindcore, minus 2 times the number of listeners who listen to grindcore and thrash metal, then minus 2 times number of listeners who listens to OSDM and thrash metal, plus 3 times the number of listeners who listens to all the three genres, A intersection B intersection C. Now this derivation of this formula has been covered in the lecture, so I urge you to go through the lecture if you find difficulty understanding how this formula came to be. So let's substitute the values here. So here we have 15 plus 12 plus 11 minus 2 times 5 A intersection B, so that's 9, 2 times 9, minus 2 times B intersection C, so that's 4, minus 2 times A intersection C, so that's 5, plus 3 times 3. So when we compute this, we are going to get the value equals to 11. So there are 11 individuals who listens to only one of the genres. Let's move on to the next problem. So here we need to find out the number of metalheads who listens to at least one of the three genres. So at least one of the three genres means the metalhead can listen to either OSDM, or the metalhead could listen to grindcore, or the metalhead could listen to thrash metal, or combination of two genres, or all the three genres at a time. So that will be given by number of listeners listening to old school death metal plus the number of listeners listening to grindcore plus the number of listeners listening to thrash metal minus number of listeners listening to old school death metal and grindcore minus number of listeners listening to old school death metal and thrash metal minus the number of individuals listening to grindcore and thrash metal plus the number of individuals listening to all the three genres. So we have all the values. When we substitute this, we're going to get the value equals to 23. Now there are 23 metalheads who listen to at least one of the three genres. Okay, let's go to the final one. And finally, we need to find out the number of metalheads who never made it as a wise man. That means we need to find out number of individuals who don't listen to OSDM, does not listen to grindcore, does not listen to thrash metal. Now, this can be computed by using De Morgan's law. Here, we have A complement intersection B complement intersection C complement. Using De Morgan's law, we can rewrite it as A union B union C and take the complement of the entire set. And using definition, this is simply take the universal set and from here subtract A union B union C. Now that means the number of elements and A complement intersection B complement intersection C complement. So that will be equals to the total number of metalheads, surveyed metalheads, minus the number of individuals who listen to at least one of the genres. So this will be equals to, so we have 25 minus, in the previous problem we obtained that value equals to 23 listening to at least one of the genre. So that means there will be two folks who don't listen to any of the given genres of metal.